Hello, this is Dina Muhic, and my Graduate with Honors project is a React Native app called Smart Task. I always found to-do lists a little difficult because if you had a lot of items on the list, sifting through them to decide what to do when was a job of its own. So I came up with this app that would organize your tasks for you so that you can focus on completing them. I used several React Native libraries, mostly styling related. So Animatable, React Native Elements, and the Community Date Time Picker. I also adapted the Airbnb ratings component to use for task details, and I used Redux for state management. So this is the home page or home screen. You can add a task. It has to have a name and a due date. And you can optionally add a category. So you can quick add a task that uses default settings for the details, but we're going to just show off the details here. So if I go to add details, and this is the adapted ratings component that I used. So basically you can decide how important it is to complete this task, how interesting it is to you, how difficult, and then how long it's going to take you. And you can add that task, and here is the list page where you can see this task has been added. You can toggle it completed. You can also click this button to clear all completed tasks. You can edit each task by clicking this button, and then you can just change its details however you would like. And each of these is a swipe row, so you can swipe left to add it to your schedule or to remove it completely. Another thing you can do is sort these alphabetically by due date or by priority, and you can filter them. So if you only want to see tasks that you should do and that are tedious, you can do that. You can also toggle visibility of completed tasks. And then the other thing is that you can set your own settings. So here under task, you can decide what your default settings should be for quickly added tasks. So if most of your tasks take 30 minutes, you can just set that right here. And if most of them are kind of difficult, etc. And then you can also set the schedule preferences here. So this is where you decide how many hours total you would like to work on tasks each day, and then how many difficult tasks to work on each day, maximum, and how many maximum boring tasks. You can also include a fun task whenever possible. So now, if you go to schedule here, this algorithm will automatically generate a schedule this is the algorithm right here, which basically takes all of your preferences and it sorts the tasks based on urgency and priority, and then sort of sifts through them to see which one in terms of duration could fit into your schedule for that day. And it makes sure that, with the exception of urgent tasks, it doesn't include more than one difficult and one boring task unless your settings say otherwise. So this was definitely the most difficult part of the project. And here, if you complete some tasks, you can go to update schedule and it will repopulate it with new tasks. You can also say, I don't want to do that today. It will remain in your task list, but not on the schedule. So yeah, the algorithm was one of the most difficult parts. And my render task list component is used both in the schedule and in the task list, but it swipes differently, so it's conditionally rendering parts. And the footer component is also reused between the schedule and the task list and renders a different button depending on what's there. The Redux part was also quite challenging, but once I got the hang of it, it actually simplified things quite a bit. I'm now working on implementing a back end which I think will be easier with Redux because I can just directly do my fetch statements here. And I'm out of time, so thank you.